elevator. We got a top floor. I can change your mind. You might jump back. Yeah, what you say? Yeah. Chwani, anytime I'm a steps, fucking funny. Take a one, but just that tag. Do the style, you know we don't pop. Keep on a vapala, vachenga vatala, ma kampala. Yeah, come for the cat to Katali. We push and stay strong like Netabi.
Okwa, Namibia, Slain of the Brave, Smitere Uhandet, how are you? Are you fine just like me? It's the NSK here. Thank you so much for choosing us. Thank you so much for choosing the biggest newspaper brand in this country, in Southern Africa. Dare I say, why I said it. That's what I do. I say things and it becomes true, all right? Once again, my name is NSK. Every single Friday, we bring you this podcast, all right? Just have to, you know, solidify the fact that I'm a superstar. I'm going to put this down now because my podcast the other day with Jericho was scolding me saying, hey, I know you're a superstar, but hey, me bro, you must eye to level with the people. Don't forget to get yourself a newspaper every single Friday, or every single day for that matter. That's the New Era newspaper. Now, today we have a gentleman in studio with us on this couch that has been running this business for the past 21 years or so, possibly even more. He's not someone that you see on the front, okay? He's more someone that is at the back, that pulls the strings, that sits in the boardrooms, that negotiates the contracts, that gave birth to a 21-year-old record label that has affiliation to all over this continent, right? I'm speaking about Abuti Sula, the proprietor of Ogopa Butterfly. Good day, Abuti. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Thank you for having me here.
You're looking cool, man. I see you, man.
I'm even like I'm macho.
Yeah, you know, you're chilled and everything.
Yeah.
Listen,
so chilled, yeah.
Welcome to Industry Loop, Boot.
Thank you.
You know,
like what you're doing, bro.
Thank you so much.
I like what you're doing, and I think people should support this because we need such platforms.
Yes.
You need platforms where you can chill, talk, you know, discuss things, and then viewers learn something, take something from it.
Yeah.
It's good, man.
Because here's the thing, right? Like, for the longest time, we've never really had a platform with a credible organization like the New Era, where we can sit down and where we can, you know, own our truths, where we can have conversation about the industry, and if need be, call out whoever or whatever we need to call out. Let's talk about Ogopa, my guy. Make us understand. You know, growing up, you know, Ogopa always had this affiliation to East Africa, right? Make us understand the structure of Ogopa. Did you franchise it from that side, or did they franchise you? What are the links to East Africa?
Well, for your correction, actually, we're 27 years old.
27?
Yeah. Remember, we opened our doors in 1999, and our first commercial album was the Unity album that had the Dungeon Family.
Wait, so Ogopa was behind that production?
Yes, that was our first commercial album was the Dungeon Family, Unity.
My goodness.
With the likes of course, the Gal Level, Kalaharians, you know? Yeah, so 27 years to be precise.
But were they known as, but they were not really known as Gal Level, Kalaharians. It was just a bunch of artists.
It was a bunch of artists, collective, the Dungeon Family, the artists from the Dungeon Family actually came from, we were rehearsing from the NTN, the rehearsal room, which is like in the dungeon.
By the, what is it called? Look at the green room.
Green room.
The green room, yeah.
The dungeon.
Yeah. It's literally the dungeon.
Like it's a dungeon, precisely. Yeah. So the team used to be after school, high school. Most were in high school, and some were in Polytech, UNAM, and between 2 and 6, they all meet up at the dungeon, do rehearsals, come up with structures of music, arrangement, and everything. So the name came from the Dungeon Family, the family that met in the dungeons. Yeah.
Now the connection to the rest of the continent.
I'm East African.
Okay.
Come Namibian now, of course, and definitely East Africa. Ogopa Butterfly, Ogopa. DJs, we're one family. Ogopa DJs started it in East Africa towards the same time, and they blew up East Africa. And me having known the people there, we agreed to expand. So Ogopa Butterfly was for the Southern African market, while Ogopa DJs was for the East African market. That's how we started it. Yeah.
I mean, and it was not just music. You Ogopa had diversifying interests, you know, especially famously with your lens work, the camera work that you guys did, legendary music videos.
We did music videos, audio production, and the idea was to take over East and Southern Africa. But if you have that concept or that thought, your work has to be on another level. People have to identify you with your kind of work you do, which is high quality work. And that comes actually with a price too, with a price tag on it. So we're known for high quality, but also pricey productions. So if you are to come with us, and it says Ogopa Butterfly or Ogopa DJs, then it means you've paid, you've gone deep into your pockets to do that.
Because the quality is guaranteed.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, I mean, Ogopa has achieved incredible stuff in the last 27 years, right? Especially in this country, from awards to continental awards. But I think, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I think your priced asset in all of this 27 years had to be Gal Level. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, 100%.
100%.
100%.
Walk us through the birth of Gal Level.
Well, Gal Level was born in 2004, just after the Dungeon family
disbanded now.
Yeah. Everybody went on their way. And I think at that time, Daphne was in Windhoek, and Frida had moved to Rundu with her mom. So Daphne approached me. Actually, Daphne, big sister, approached me and said, Sula, Daphne thinks she connected so much with Frida in the Dungeon family.
Wait, Daphne's big sister?
Yes. Daphne's big sister, she came to approach me and say, Daphne connected, sent me to you. She feels she connected so much with Frida in the Dungeon family. And she's of opinion that they could come up as a group, and they wanted to come back to me as to manage them. You understand? So that's how Gal Level was born. So Daphne reached out to Frida in Rundu and said, Frida, what's up? This is what I have, this idea. And I wanted you us to start a group. Frida bought into it, the idea, and but the issue of course now she's living in Rundu. She didn't have anywhere to stay in Windhoek. So Daphne invited her to stay to move in with her in their family home. So Frida moved in. She moved into back to Windhoek with Daphne. They lived together. And they came. And I want to say this again. I'm not an artist manager. I'm a music label executive. So every artist, including Gal Level, when
you didn't directly manage
I was not managing them. They were being managed by the person who came to approach me to sign them. Daphne's sister Eunice, to sign them. So they were managed by Eunice, and I was just a music executive, music label executive. That's it.
For you, it was the bigger picture more.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It was the end.
And I've never managed any artist. People mistake me for an artist manager. I'm not. I just run a business. And the business is business of music. So if you come to me, you come with your manager, and then you come, we talk business, we sign contracts, and I invest in you. You don't come with money, you come with talent. And I invest in talent. And I see how far I can take that talent from where it is to what level I can take it to.
I mean, it makes sense now that you say that the girls actually live together. Because when you listen to the music, you can actually hear that there is serious connection. You can hear that it was written together. It was conceptualized together. It wasn't a thing of, oh, I'm going to send you the beat and you send me the beat back.
No.
You know, like, you know, how we do it in 2023 now.
Yeah.
You know, they actually live together.
Yes.
Now, moving forward now, all right, Gal level, you invest in the talent now.
Yes.
Unis manages Gal level.
Yes.
Right? And
image, everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Okay. The first album drops and Namibia receives Gal level well.
2005.
2005.
Yeah.
Is that where you saw, actually, wait a minute, we can do something special here?
No, before I dropped, remember, before I dropped Gal level, I worked with them
already
in a group as the Dungeon family.
Yeah.
So between 2004 2005, we're behind creating Gal level. And we dropped them as we were the first music label to start doing launches. I did a media launch with that first album. And
unheard of back then, isn't it?
Yes, and we had your poster size stuff, you know, all over the place. We launched it at the old warehouse with a media launch, and then the actual launch. And I think the actual launch, I invited a Channel O for the actual launch. Yeah.
And obviously they pitched and everything. And
yes, they came in. So we planned it. Behind the scene, nobody knew, except for the producers we were working with, that a group of Gal level is coming. So we introduced Gal level at a media briefing, a media launch. We invited media, albums were there. Everything was smart. I don't know how old you were.
Man, I think I was in primary school or something.
Yeah, so we had a vision, and the only time you can do that is when you have drawn that vision, because you need to create that impact.
Yes.
For people to understand that, wow, what just hit us? What is this? We need to follow this. And I think that's why Gal level had that impact in the industry. You understand?
What was the biggest award that Gal level won? Because, I mean, if you think about it, you started off it, there was a plan, there was a vision, Namibia received it, and we were on the Gal level train, every single song, every single video, every single album. We went mad. When they have those signing autographs or whatever, we went mad. Okay, from all over the country, not just Windhoek, because you get Windhoek artists. You know what I mean? Then you get national artists. Gal level was national. I was in Morbish Bay, and I was craving for Gal level, right? What was the biggest award that you guys won?
I think Gal level did the most in the entire industry. And I don't think no male artist has even done that, what Gal level did. I'll be open to you that Gal level, the biggest award was the biggest one that we feel was when they were in the same category with P Square at that time, and they beat P Square in the best group Southern Africa, best group Africa, Channel O best group Africa. It was big because of the artists that were involved in that category.
Yeah.
Others were nominations. And you know, I'll also say again, when it came to Gal level, they were nominated in very big awards, including MTV. They were the only Namibian artists that were nominated in the actual MTV, not the Rookie. There was MTV, and then there was MTV Rookie Awards. Yeah. So the Dog and Ease were nominated in the Rookie MTV based Africa, the Mama Awards.
Yeah, the Mamas. Yeah.
Yes, while Gal level were actually in the
Europe,
the main MTV based awards, and they were also again put together with P Square. But then that P Square, the disadvantage that we had with Gal level is when it comes to voting, there was an issue with female as much as there are more women than men in our country, I feel there's no actual big support of female
like that.
Yes, and unfortunately. So when it comes to voting, they lost out much on voting, especially when there were no other counter Namibian artists nominated. They had votes when they were nominated with other Namibian artists. Then the country will be on a hype, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
And then people will vote, and then they'll end up winning in those cases. But yeah,
because that was around about the same time that, I mean, the likes of now King Tiri, but then Dog, the Gazas of this world, the Sunny Boys, were prominent, isn't it? The Matongo families,
and to people don't, and I've seen that again, and I thank you for the platform. The Gazas, the Dogs, the Sunny Boy of this world made it to Channel O when they humbled themselves to come to Ogopa Butterfly for a video. You know what I'm saying? And we became a family when we went to South Africa. We imitated the Nigerians. When you went to South Africa for Channel O's for MTV, the Nigerians came in a show. They'll take over the whole place. And then Namibians will be like,
very humble,
and they'll tell everybody else, come on guys, we need to be family here. We are not competing among ourselves, we're competing against Africa. So let's cheer up, let's be together. And we'll be together, and yeah. And that almost brought unity in the industry. Come back home, division. Then
because obviously during that time,
against each other.
There was also a big beef.
Shasho, GMP, all those things. So, yeah. But I wish you could rewind and go back to those times. I feel at the moment we've lost that touch, that relationship. Nigerians were and have been and are still like family. They're competing back home, but Wizkid, Davido, Burna Boy, you can see.
Even the older artists like Kiyababa.
Yeah, they're all together. On a Wizkid's concert, you will see a Davido promotion for Davido's next concert. You know what I'm saying? Will that happen? Do you think at Gaza's concert you're going to have big posters or promoting the Dogs 20 September concert there? I wish that could happen.
Maybe
I wish that could happen. I wish we could go there. This is the time we actually needed to go there. But coming to you, the biggest, what I call the biggest is when you're nominated with the big cuts of the industry. And it's not only winning it, but that puts you up there. And I think those are the little things that put Gal Level where they were.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Because now, and I remember when they won that award, when we arrived in South Africa, the manager of Peace Square,
I was about to ask
came to Gal Level and said, may the best may the best artist win. It's good to be with you in the group. And when they won that, it was like, wow, because that again created nervousness in only not the label but also the artist. Like, damn it.
Who are these two girls from a tiny country called
So when
Namibia?
they won it, it was actually big.
Yeah.
You know, but they've been to MTV Awards, they've been to Cora Awards. Galeva have performed in front of a 90,000 capacity stadium. You know, during the Cora Awards, because the finalists had to go to, that was the most expensive ticket, 90,000 ticket to within Africa. Where was that?
Was it maybe not in the DRC?
Ogwadugu something.
Yeah. Which country?
Which country is that? Ouagadougou. Some West African country, bro.
Okay.
You have to go through France before you get there. There's no direct
There was no
flight.
direct flight for it.
And I had to stay behind because that was a $90,000 ticket, bro. For two, it was 180,000. But they were in the finals, and they had to be there.
Yeah, yeah.
So I stay behind, I sacrifice, I say, no, girls go. And I just get...
Maybe representatives that side to help them.
Yes, to help them that side. Yeah, and they were helped, of course, although it was a nice experience. And they performed, they were called upon to perform at the stadium, 90,000 capacity. And they came to say, Sula, my goodness, and that was crazy. People knew our songs.
They were singing
People were singing along. And they said,
on the continent.
On the continent.
So it's not just Namibia.
Yeah. On the continent. And that's why people, I think, and I don't know, but I see there is that vibe that people respect Girl Level. And I think Girl Level have done a lot for the industry. There were ambassadors once upon a time for the creative industry of Namibia because they performed in Kenya. They performed in Uganda. They performed in South Africa. Not performing at small gigs, but gigs that are marketed within those countries. And they will be collected at the airport by the promoters within those countries as celebs. You know what I'm saying? With media, and they'll be actually in those specific country newspapers. Girl Level is here.
Yeah.
You know, I wish that time social media was as big
to have captured
those moments.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I think I was very content. But guess what? And I know it's your next question. People want you to succeed. A lot of people want people to succeed. And this is the truth. You have people who will push you for success. But at one point, either envy or jealous comes in. And the same people want to put you down.
Behind the scenes now.
Behind the scenes now. And that's why people don't understand. Many people think Girl Level had a fight to separate. It wasn't. And I've never said it. But I'll say it now on your show, make your show very popular now.
So it was never a fight.
It was never
between the two girls.
It was never a fight between the two girls or management. It was never, nothing. There was never a fight. It was, and it's someone close to me that spoke to Frida. They approached Frida to become a face of a phone. A friend of, family friend, and someone very close to me were planning to launch a smartphone brand. Not smartphone that time.
Oh yeah,
just a phone. Any other phone. Like the dog wanted to launch a phone. Such a phone. And this guy wanted to use Frida as the face of the ambassador, the face of the phone, but did not want to sign a contract with Frida is Ogopa Butterfly.
But she's contracted, or her image is contracted to
Ogopa Butterfly. But she don't. So when the contract had expired, Frida was in a position where she was told, greener pasture, or you stay where you are. So she was offered. She was offered to be a face of a product that comes with money. And she came to us. She sat with us. Because I remember very well, we're coming from our last show in December, Swakop. And she said, guys, I have something to tell you. I've been offered an opportunity. And the opportunity is there's a company that's wants to launch a phone. And they want to use me as a face of that phone. And yeah, and it comes with cash on a monthly basis. Well, my question was, Frida was like, how did this person find get hold of you? Says through girl level. And they said, and she said, yeah, she said, but they don't want to associate with Ogopa Butterfly if I'm going to take the offer. And I said, well, isn't that a loophole for them to take advantage of you?
Because there's no protective structure for you.
Yeah. I mean, they found you with Ogopa Butterfly. They find you as girl level. Why would someone wants to separate you from the brand, the person that has made your brand is to protect your interest? They don't want somebody to protect your interest, number one. Number two, you are known as girl level. It's your choice to tell this person, you either have me as girl level, me and Daphne, with Ogopa Butterfly, or
so
you call it quits.
So she was actually considering the offer.
The offer. So when we went for Christmas, our own ways for Christmas, it was like we're gonna come back in 2012, the year 2012, because the new contract was to be signed in 2012. Come back, go think about it. Come back and tell us what's your plan after that. So we went for Christmas. Everybody went for Christmas, got their money, came back in February at our studios, and we met and, what's everybody, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Okay, what's the way forward, girls? Are we signing a new contract, yes or no? So Frida came tell us, guys, I thought about the offer and everything, and I think I'll take this new challenge. It's a greener pasture. And in fact, wait a minute. At that point, we had also discussed that we need a break. There was a break. We had announced there was going to be a break.
Oh, so the break was not inspired by the fact that she wants to go on a greener pasture?
No. The break was before us going for the holidays. So 2012 was supposed to go onto a break at girl level, because now my other half, my wife, Daphne, we said we need to start making family. I mean, you cannot be an artist, or you need to at some point break and create family. Okay. So we decided to. They tell you, yeah, you are the better in the group. What you need, you don't need the rest. Go on your own. So she was being pumped by friends, but friends who never wanted to see girl level go to another level, to the next level. Friends who wanted to bring girl level back. Where are you going?
To Zupak.
To Zupak. Are you getting me? And you get those kind of friends, by the way. There are lots of those. And you think they love you, and you think they're advising you well, but they're not happy in the direction you are going.
Now, in your expert opinion, because you did say that you recorded a single, while you were focusing on the Frida brand, definitely now Taya is focusing on building a family, a home with you, and just bringing about of a home, right? And she was going to come back a bit later. The music that you recorded, was it just one song? Just quickly.
It was a single.
It was a single, right? And that single was going to launch.
Yeah, the
Frida.
single was to launch. The single was to launch, was to test the waters for Frida as a solo artist. We were supposed to use it as actually to launch her as a solo artist. With media and everything. And we were supposed to, of course, find a name for her as an individual artist. And then while that is hitting, behind the scene, we're finalizing the album. That was the idea.
Now, obviously, I know you'll be biased towards this. That song that you recorded for Frida under Ogopa, right? Before Deal Done and before everything happened. Quickly confirm to me. I just want you to confirm this for me. You believe that that song is better than anything that she has ever released as a solo artist after that? You stand by that?
I stand by that because everybody who had heard that song at the studio didn't understand what Frida had gone to, direction of music she had gone to. And that showed, I'm not being biased, I mean, when you do something and it hits people, it shows. I mean, she did that. She got a few nominations for the Namas. I think she did 2 albums, 3 albums?
I think it's 2.
2 albums?
Yeah, one with Dildan.
Dildan.
And I think, was it Billionaire?
Did one with Arafat. Arafat was the
yes,
producer of the one. Dildan did the other, also with Arafat.
Yeah.
And the 2 albums brought Frida Best Discipline Artist.
Sorry.
No. Serious. It's not a hidden
and not an actual artistic award.
What does that tell you? That's not me. I'm not part of the organizing committee or the vote. You guys, I'm sure it's you guys who
yes
work on who nominate and take songs out there. None. It's the first time that I was disappointed at my artist, because Frida, it doesn't matter where she goes. It's like it's like your parents give birth to you, and then you grow. No matter where you leave the house, no matter where you go, you're still the son or the daughter of the house. And Frida is still the son and daughter of Ogopa Butterfly, because we made her who she is.
Fast forward to where we are right now.
Yeah.
Right now, she has something going with Muzzle Tough Music, Billionaire Sound.
Yeah.
And even before that, I mean, she did the Boom Boom Boom, she did the Muchaka, you know what I mean?
Yes.
There's a song, I think it's Muchaka, that went viral with 1 million views when the African kids...
When the not African kids, but the late, unfortunately, the late Ugandan promoters.
Yes.
One of them.
Uganda,
Ugandan promoters danced to it.
Danced to it, yes.
So they danced to it as they were given the song, they created a dance, they marketed as them, not as Frida.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, but it's Frida's work.
Yeah.
It's copyrighted to Frida, the music. Yeah.
So she had that going. She had that going for herself.
Yeah.
You know. And then fast forward to where we are right now. Right now she's with Muzzle Tough in Muzzle Tough Billionaire Sound.
Yeah.
And in a radio conversation, we had this radio conversation with the representative of Muzzle Tough Billionaire Sound, which by the way, we will also accord him an opportunity to bring his side of the story. In that radio interview, he was saying, Dr. Monda was saying that they are focusing on her international brand, and she's got an international alliance, and she, you know, she's not really now for the local market. Because I had posted the question and I asked, why is there a possibility of a Gallable reunion? And obviously he said, no, we're focusing on her international brand. You disagreed with that. Why is that the case?
Number one, I did not pick it up from the sky. I got everything that Frida releases comes back to me on social media through WhatsApp.
Because you are the parent.
Because I'm the parent. So I got shocked with three new songs. Now, I'm sure you've heard this stuff, what I'm talking about. And that stuff's not Frida. That stuff is the guy, whether the husband or the producer, he's trying to sell himself by using Frida. What does that have to do with Frida? Those songs have nothing to do with Frida. How can you tell me you're trying to make Frida an international brand with songs that it's like me saying I'm taking Otea international brand, but I'm at the forefront of the production in the songs. I'm singing, I'm writing, and I'm singing.
Oh, maybe you can hit soprano notes more.
You know what I'm saying? So, unfortunately, and I said it, and I remember saying that it's an insult to the fans of Girl Level or to the listeners of Fresh FM. You can't lie. Social media has made the world a very small village. We all know what goes on in the entire world through social media today. Frida is nowhere on social media. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Internationally now.
Not even locally.
Not even locally.
Not even locally.
Okay.
Frida has had the last show in Namibia, I think 4 years ago. The last show Frida had
Where she was the headliner now.
She had a show. She had a what do you call these December shows? We invited. What do you call them? End of year. End of year
Yeah.
show. Her last show was an end of year show at NBC. And that was before Corona, 2019.
Yes, yeah.
I think 2018, 2019. Frida has not had a show locally since then. Neither had she had a new product, music-wise. Not video, not audio. Locally. Internationally, way. Surely, when you drop an album, a project, it will end up on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube. Unless, and I said it again,
TikTok today.
Unless they have another social media platform that we don't have access to as Namibians. But we know where the Banner Boys of this world, what they're doing. We know what the Whiz Kids of this world. We know what the Davidos are doing. It's not, I mean, if you're proud of your product and you're marketing it, you wouldn't limit it to a certain number of people, surely. You want everybody to buy in. So, why would you want to lie to me?
And as per your words, to the rest of the Fresh FM listeners and the rest of the country.
Respect people. Yeah, be truthful. We're here to help each other. If you need help, don't use. For me, I feel the gentleman is using Frida. And when you watch those videos or those songs, there is no Frida in them. There is no Frida. There isn't Frida in those projects.
You know what? For context, Sula, let's take a small break.
Yeah.
Let's play one of those songs. One of the songs that has Frida and Dr. Mondo on.
Yeah.
Let's quickly check out that song just for context.
Yeah.
Just so you're going to get an idea of what Sula is talking about.
Yeah.
We'll be back after this. NSK and Abudi Sula still talking on Industry Loop.
He
Welcome back. It's the NSK Industry Lube. It's another Friday, and we are talking industry things, am I? And this is a conversation that has been long overdue, a gear level conversation. It started on radio a couple of weeks ago when we demanded for a reunion of gear level, and there was a couple of things that unearthed since then. We decided, listen, let's bring it to the loop, and let's talk to one side of the story. We will also extend that invitation to Dr. Mondo to come back and come talk to us. By the way, you just checked out a song by Dr. Mondo and Frida. Ian, you can obviously in the comment section agree or disagree with Sula, whether there is Frida in that song, whether it's the Frida that you know, or whether it's perhaps a new sound that we need to embrace. Is it a new sound that we need to embrace, Sula?
No.
Maybe we don't know something.
Number one, it takes the industry backwards. I mean, you, the viewers, come on, in your comments, say something. Is that the feeder you know? Is that the feeder from Girl Level? Is that the feeder from Antonio's Art? No.
Even just from Antonio's Art, yes. Yeah.
That's not feeder. In fact, if we could share that video with someone to analyze, a psychologist to analyze, Frida is crying for help.
Mm-hmm.
She knows you know who Frida is. She knows the fans know who Frida is. She does not have to make noise. Help me, help me. It's like someone put a gun. You're going to do this. When someone puts a gun on you, but you need to use signs. You cannot call for help because if you do, you get shot, right? But you need to use certain body language to tell the person that I'm abducted without having to say it. That's what I've seen in those videos.
You believe that she's crying out for help?
Yes.
And she's not herself?
She's not herself.
Right now, currently,
right now,
as we speak?
Yes.
Under the current management that she is right now?
She's not Frida. The product is not Frida. She's talking to, she wants someone to read and say, wow, I think this girl is looking for help. That's not her voice either. That's not the Frida you know. That's Frida asking for help, but people are not getting it. So if you claim you are a Frida fan, a girl level fan, surely you should know that, wow, that this is not Frida. This is somebody is being forced to do something that they don't want to do, but they're doing it because of circumstances.
So coming down to the base of the problem here,
Yeah.
the problem is not Ogopa when it comes to reunion. The problem is the other camp.
Yes. Like I told you in the beginning, there is that thing, how can I phrase it? We Ogopa Butterfly, and you know it very well, we've been hated so much for the good we do, not for the bad that we do. We're not bad people. We've tried to invest in the creative industry. Many, and I'll tell you many, you can see in your comments of this vlog of yours,
Yes.
are inspired by us. But they're too shy to say it. And they'll rather talk trash about us than come forth and say, dude, you inspire us and we'll love to work together or help us here and there. You know what I'm saying? So some people do things to disallow progress. I tell you why. If I know you are very good in this field, now it's two things. I either come and give you if I want something to do in your line, I'll come to you and say, man, I've got this idea, but I've seen you do it. You got the experience in it. Can we do it together? But if you want to compete, if you just, because there are people, and they say, if you guys open up, you'll see that there are people who are doing things not because they want to build. They feel they can compete and put the other down, and that's wrong. It's wrong competition.
Because from the beginning you said you want Namibia united when it comes to that front.
Yes. And you ask, now, why is Frida abducted? That's my belief. She can prove us wrong, or he can prove us wrong. It's after the unsuccessful attempt to do a concert to compete with what Ogopa Butterfly was doing.
I'm guessing you're referring to the Omarian life in Namibia.
Exactly. If you can follow, Frida disappeared from the scene immediately after that concert.
Or lack thereof.
If you follow, you go back and follow, remind yourselves, when last did we have Frida in the public? It was immediately after the concert of Omarian. Not before, but after.
Now, if we look at right now, okay, you believe what you believe, and you're more than welcome to share also, if you
as a viewer,
as a viewer, looking at right now, moving forward, because I do remember there was a time that the girls were united on the Nama stage, but that's a different dynamic. You know, it's really the power of MTC and NBC at the time. Say, look, it's a one night, okay, but right now, moving forward.
But even, just cut you short, even that night, I mean, you can go back to YouTube, that video is there.
Yes, it is.
Get the body language. I study body language. Frida was up there to outshine Oter. I was the bigger part of girl level. I'm the bigger part of girl level. There was no chemistry.
The girl
chemistry
level.
was not there. That chemistry that we're together. So, and I still say it's not Frida. It's people behind Frida.
Behind her, yeah.
It's not bad to tell people you're better than the other, but be careful. There are people that made you who you are. In the creative industry, a lot of creatives have failed, but when they forget where they came from, where they started. Because there are people who've got that chemistry of working with people to push them and put their creativity in a certain package and push it in a certain direction. And you think
on a path of destruction.
And then you think it's me. It's the people behind you that are very important. Today, Burna Boy is hitting the whole America. It's not Burna Boy. It's the people behind Burna Boy. If tomorrow he becomes big-headed, to think that he's being who he is today is because of him.
The same people can turn around and
Yes.
yeah.
So if you're creative watching this, I tell you now, if you're working with a group of people, respect those people.
So, all doomsday aside, we bring on Dr. Mondo if he agrees, and we will extend the invitation to him. We bring him on. He brings his side of the story. We say, okay, fine, it's not out. Everyone has their own truth. Obviously, the public now understands what's going on with both camps in their own truth. And now there's a serious public outcry. And now there's maybe even politicians and businessmen that are getting involved, that are saying, listen, can we just get this done? Do you see a beautiful moment? And I see it now, and I hope you see it as well, Sula. Do you see a beautiful moment where we can get both camps together again, and where we get both camps to do 90,000 again? I don't know what that will look like. Will that look like a year contract? Maybe the girls will just tour the whole year, or they'll just do one massive concert, or maybe they will do maybe one album. Do you see that ever happening as things stand right now?
NSK.
And is it something that Ogopa wants?
NSK, there's something I must tell you. Girl level or never Ogopa enough. When you create a product, it's not yours. You create it for the public to buy in. Okay? Girl level is it's a Namibian girl group. And they were received very well, supported very well. And I'm sure their fans, I went to your Facebook page and I saw all the comments. I read all the comments, and you can see people really want these people together. Now, I must tell you one thing. I don't know who Dr. Mondo is. I've never met him. I have no reason to hate on him either. But my outcry is, don't kill something that people invested in so much and for so long. There are people that are inspired and look up to these people. Whoever you are, Dr. Mondo, the product you have, take time, speak to it, invest. Let it duplicate. Let it be a mirror of where it came from. Don't destroy it, because there are people there that looked up to these products, the girl level, both Oter and Frida. The reason Ogopa is still put in so much in Oter is because we know where we came from and where we are going. I have no reason to disassociate these two brands. I have no reason, because the amount of money and time we put in, with so much. It will be my utmost happiness to see that brand on stage with Vuma. It's like a father seeing his grown child married and successful, despite the challenges they had during the time, the hiccups. It's life. Life is not sweet. Life is up and down. But we should know, let us not hide. Let us not make a fool of ourselves while we know the truth. Seek help. Get work relationships. It's the only way the creative industry can grow. I've not seen a girl group since day one that has come close.
That replicated by
yeah. So Mondo, you have a diamond. You're killing the shine of that diamond.
Sula, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for your time, sir. Thank you so much for being honest and owning your truth. I can tell you right now that Namibia appreciates it. And hopefully next time around, we're going to have Dr. Mondo on as our next guest. And we will keep the public abreast with that. No, we wish you all the best. And you will be back, by the way, on the podcast. We still need to talk about NSK. We need to talk about your work that you're doing.
The creative industry.
The creative industry.
What you're doing, the copyright bill.
The copyright bill. There's a lot that we need to talk about.
I thank you so much, NSK, for bringing this.
Yeah.
And I hope whatever plans you have with this will be, will mature and will be received well by the viewers and the public, especially our Namibian people. And I have no grief. I have no beef. I'm an adult. I look for success, not failure. That is my motto. And the viewers, leave your comments. If there's anything I've said wrong, I'm sure I'll read it in the comments. But I have no, I didn't sit here to downplay anything or backchat or talk bad about somebody, backmouth anybody. This is reality. This is real. We need to face the world as it is. And if we are going astray, we need to accept and we seek help to come back to the right road. Yeah.
That's the voice of a man that has been in the business for 27 odd years. Thank you so much for watching. I know it was a little lengthy, but the truth is the truth. Like people say, there's your truth, there's the next person's truth, and then there's the actual truth. We will explore the next truth next time around with the next podcast. Until the next one, we say GMTM. Boom!
Yeah, come over the cut to cut.